Getting into the commitment thing, is that something that you feel like you could do one day? Could you settle down?
I don't feel like I worked this hard and get this successful to only have one woman, respectfully.
That's honest.
Yeah.
That's mad honest. What's up? We're posted here at S5 Studio for another edition of Plugged In. I'm solo dolo. Big Reef had to do some big things. And in the studio with me right now, 9 billion streams.
13.
Oh my God, it went up since then?
Yeah, for sure.
Hitmaker is
Yes,
in the
sir.
building.
What's good, love?
Oh my God, it's up to 13 now?
Yeah, working every day.
You make these hits.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you're a Virgo, first of all.
Big
the Virgos
Virgo.
be working,
Yeah.
right? They be working hard. You just dropped a new song with Breezy.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Shit, it's my single. It ain't dropped yet. It's about to come out, but it's my single. It's called "Pray for Me," featuring Chris Brown and Gucci Mane. So it's an up-tempo, fun type of record that's gonna be something big for the clubs and radio. Normal vibes.
I think we're wanting that though. We need another radio vibe because we had a lot of dark music recently.
Yeah.
You into that? The dark R&B?
I mean, shit, I'm a part of it. So, I executive produce all Tink's music or whatever. So I feel like Tink, Summer Walker, all those different girls, like they got a little chip on their shoulder for the men. But I love what Money Long is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's getting back to that natural feel of what R&B is, where you could really be excited about being in love and excited. You ain't got to like be in a toxic era. I call it the toxic era. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But I love the love. I'm a Virgo.
Yes, y'all do. But the commitment is just not there.
See, I'm bad with commitment. See, are you a psychic? What's going on,
No,
yo?
I'm a Sag. I just be knowing about my zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know
Yeah.
who you talking to. But getting into the commitment thing, is that something that you feel like you could do one day? Could you settle down?
I don't feel like I worked this hard and get this successful to only have one woman, respectfully.
That's honest.
Yeah.
That's mad honest to only have one woman.
Because if my real name is Christian, but if my name wasn't Christian and I was Muslim or something like that, and I was successful, then what they say, you could have like as many wives as you could financially support.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
Yeah. So
But
if I was Akon, it would be cool. Maybe I don't know. I might convert. No, I'm joking. Nah, but yeah, I think that I don't know, man. It's just like how we saying, temptation is everywhere. We just talking off mic, and it's just like Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a
girls,
lot.
women everywhere.
Yeah, and they aggressive too. These women aggressive right now, so
That's right up
they
the
know
Virgo
what they
alley, too.
yeah they know what they want. So shit, it is what it is.
But you're pretty honest with them, so it's not like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's never gonna be a setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm interested in more so like, to be honest, even more honest. A lot of relationships when it goes to titles and it's you're my man, I'm your girl. A lot of those things don't really last forever, and like the people can spend years of their life together, and then break up and be like, fuck that guy, I don't like him or whatever, and never be cordial again and miss out on what the real thing that brought them together, and that's the friendship. So I prefer to just be like locked in, like we could be best friends, but at least you know what I'm capable of, I know what you're capable of. There's no expectations to where like we spend a lot of time together and we look back and 5 years later, it's like, damn, I was committed to someone for this long and now I'm not with that person no more. I would want my 5 years back. Like, that's a lot of time.
What?
Yeah, hell yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to accept it for what it brought you for those 5 years? Like, if you was happy
I don't
in
know.
those 5 years.
As we get money together or something, like it's bad when you look back and it's like, what do you got to show for that? But a bunch of like energy and bad energy for someone that you once loved. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, if I tell you I love you forever. It don't matter unless you just violating a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's kind of like my take on it. It's not a popular opinion, but I think it's an honest one.
It is. And I think that's what most of us females want. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
lie.
saying?
Now that's a lie.
It is. If you just tell us what it is from the beginning, like, don't just have 4 or 5 women out there and I got to find out on Instagram. Like, what we doing? That's disrespectful. But if you let me know, if I'm on the same page, I'm like, all right, cool, we rocking with it. I mean, it worked for Nick Cannon.
See, but it take money to do that though. You know what I'm saying? Nick got it over 100 M's up. So when you got 100 million and you like, yo, I'm just trying to be, you know what I'm saying, have as many kids as possible. Shit, you know, they gonna let you do what they want to do. You know.
Well, you got the money too, though. You getting there. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not at 100, but I'm close.
You
I'm
close.
climbing up.
Now, is that what's the goal for you? Because I know you talked about Quincy Jones
Mm-hmm.
and, admiring him. And, he produced one of the greatest albums of all time, Thriller.
Of course.
Is that something that you're looking to do in your career?
Yeah, and I feel like I got a head start on it because I think Quincy didn't do Thriller until he's 45 or something like that. So that's really, I think he's at the Mount Rushmore for everybody on producer list. It's got to be like him, Dr. Dre, and then for me, I'm from Chicago, so I would say Kanye, like Quincy, Dre, and Kanye is on that list for me. But at the same token, I just want to work and just be happy. Like, I want to do what I love to do, and that's why I want to encourage other people, like, when you actually decide like what you want your job to be, like make sure you love it, because so it won't feel like work when you love it. Like, so the minute this shit start to feel like work, that's when I'll probably eject and not do it no more. But man, I love music too much.
Yeah. Well, it shows. You have all these placements.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to brag a little bit?
I mean, last year I think we had like 127 placements. Right now it's February. I probably got like 28 placements already. In this year. We got the #1 album in the country right now. Shout out to Kanye, Ty Dolla $ign. Shout out to my business partner, Chris Sean. We got 7 records that are in the top 40 of radio right now going at the same time. We got a record on every radio format possible. So if you go to the urban station, we got those 7 records going. You go to the white people station, you got the record with Jennifer Lopez and Lotto going. You go to the old head station, you got Neo featuring Fabulous Link Up, which is in the top 10
Fire.
now.
Hello.
So like, all these records going at once, and like, it's just a blessing to be able to be involved with so many great artists, you know?
So are you just super musical, or you're like this creative genius? Because each of these songs are different mindsets.
Yeah, you
What
know.
is that process for you to do different genres like that?
To be honest, like, it's really dictated by how we feel. We go to the studio and just being very transparent. You know, we might have a drink or two, we might smoke on a little something, and we just go and make as many songs as we can in one day, and I do that 6 days a week. So when artists come see me, the songs are already done and put together. So when it comes to like a Transparency, 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne featuring Usher, that was a record that was already cooked up that I was able to play for Chainz with the hook on it already, and then he was able to just go lay his verses. A lot of my songs, like, it's very rare that we create from scratch, like how we in here and I'm just playing a beat or we just do something. The songs are pretty much done, and I think that's why so many artists love to work with me, because I kind of we make the job easy. You know what I'm saying? You come in, you know I'm gonna have the vibes already done, and you know that you can just make it your own. So that's really the blessing about what we do.
How many records would you say you make a day? Because if you already have it done, that means you have like a whole crate
Yeah,
full.
so on a good day, it could be like 10. Like on a bad day, maybe 4.
So I saw you was working with Jeremiah recently.
Yeah.
So tell me about that process, and do you think that he can make a comeback?
I mean, yeah, of course, man. Jeremiah's always been one of those influential people in my career. So the funny part is, we both from Chicago. We never knew each other. And I think in 2014, I was introduced to him by a girl, and we went in. The first song we made was a Meek Mill record featuring Chris Brown. So our chemistry has always been good. And this is when, in like 2014, I was really building my career as Hitmaker, like letting people know that, I'm working with all these dope people. But he was one of the first artists that put his arm around me as well. He took me on tour with him. And he was on tour with J. Cole and Big Sean at the time. And that's how I ended up meeting Big Sean to do Big Sean's Bounce Back, which is his biggest record of his career. And it's almost a diamond record. So Jeremiah is just like, I think he's a GOAT, because if you look at like a lot of the younger singers, they all kind of like fruit from his tree, if I could be like respectfully to them. I think that Sway Lee, Tory Lanez, anybody that's singing with those type of tones or whatever was kind of influenced by Jeremiah. So of course his voice is made for radio, and he'll be back. You know what I'm saying? We just had a record probably like 2 years ago called Changes. That was a top 10 record at Urban Radio. But I'm excited. You know, he went through his situation with COVID, so like I'm full support system with him, and we got some heat that's about to come out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you work with a lot of artists. Is there someone that you haven't worked with yet that you're like, I want to work with this artist?
whoever the new artist is, the new talent, I want to work with the person that's going to shape to what music sounds like. You know how you said we was in a dark era with the toxic stuff. I think that that's amazing. I think that on the rap wise, we were in a dark era. There's a bunch of killing, a whole bunch of stuff. You know, even Lil Durk, the record he won his Grammy with was something that was uplifting. So I kind of want to work with whoever's going to change the tide and like set a new pace for what the next wave is going to be. So I'm ahead of the game. But I mean, of course, everybody, probably like directly, I've worked with all the top dogs, but I don't know, Jay-Z is probably the only person I haven't worked with that I would love to work with if he ever drops out. That nigga so rich, he don't, you know.
That part.
Maybe it's what it is, but bro.
But I feel like he might slide something on us real soon, so maybe you could do that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to tap in with the Rock Nation gang, see what's going on.
Lit.
Yes,
Speaking of Rock Nation, I want to shout out Empire.
Yeah, for
shout
sure.
out Ghazi, that's my guy
That's
right
my
there.
guy. Shout out to Ghazi.
Oh, so I know you send Kevin Lyles a lot of love. That's my mentor right there.
That's
so
my dog.
Respect.
Yes, ma'am.
But let's go back a little bit because you went from Iceberg, right, to Youngberg. And everybody was in that sexy Can I, like, still singing it to this day.
Right.
What was the record for you that when you produced it and you was like, yo, this is the one for me? Like, I know this is going to pop.
As an artist, it's probably The Business. It's a song with myself and the girl Kasha, and I think that record was just like, it's just like it happened so organically and just so easy. Like we went to the studio, I literally went in the booth and did the whole song in one take, like even her part that she sang.
Oh, wow.
And that was kind of like one of those moments for me. It was Sexy Lady was my first single, and that was like, damn, like it was really just me and my guy that I was friends with. He was singing a hook or whatever, and I was able to write that hook. And then the next thing with Kasha really inspired me because it was like, yo, I'm kind of nice with this R&B shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me to go in and for her to perfect that and to see the reaction to have, I think that record's like triple platinum or whatever, but it's like a cult classic for like people that grew up in that era and that 106 and Park era and all the stuff that we had going on. So to me, that's like my favorite record as Young Berg. I hated Sexy Can I.
What?
Yeah, I hated it.
Did it surprise you that it went, like, did what it did?
You know what? Yes and no, you know, because I would say no because the label was fully behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I did the record, Charlie Walker was the president of Epic Records at the time. He was like dancing on top of his piano. Charlie Walker's like 5'2". He was dancing on top of his piano playing the song. And he told me, he said, this is gonna be the biggest record of your career. And I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm trying to have a long career. But he was like, yeah, this is the one. And it did end up being that record for me. I think it peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100. It's probably almost diamond right now, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to scale it with the numbers because that's back when ringtones and singles and ringbacks and all that other stuff was in place. So, man, Sexy Kinda was a moment, and Ray J was just on fire. I think that's when him and the sex tape and all that stuff was going on. So we came with one of the ones and it worked out.
Definitely.
White people love that song.
Listen.
Yeah.
They really do. Shout out to the white people.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Now you work with the vast majority of people. Do you work with people overseas, and are you into this new era of music that's seeping into the U.S.?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know, like I was, as an A&R and just being a great guy to come lend my services, I was a part of the record Fireboy, Peru by Fireboy with Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites.
Yep, that was a big record for us. And then I've worked with a bunch of various different people, whether it's Davido, Wizkid, Kitty. You know, Empire does a lot of stuff with a lot of African artists and that's doing Afro beats, and I'm a piano, so I was able to work with a bunch of people while doing that and working with Empire as well.
That's fire. That's fire. So, you know, we had a whole versus battle, right, with all the artists. I want to see one with producers.
Okay, cool. I
so
would
if
too.
you did it, who would you want to go up against? As far as hit after hit after hit.
At one point, I was about to do it, and I think that it was going to be it was gonna be me and I was trying to do like me and London on a track. I think would be dope because we got a lot of similarities. We both work with rappers and R&B a lot. Mustard, I would love to do that just because I would just like to smoke them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a few people that I think would be really dope. You know. But producers, I don't think, was there they never really did a producer versus with the exception of when we were watching it on in COVID and niggas just had their phone on live or whatever. But
That part.
I would be totally down with it. You know, I think that I got like you said, Sexy Can I got some sneaky Young Berg records that might come out and win a round too. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm excited for that if that ever comes to pass. But you know, Hit Boy, whoever want that smoke. I mean, I'm the chimney. Let's get it.
Can we set it up though?
Of course, Swiss, Tim, what's up? Set it up. Set it up.
Would you ever do a reality show again?
Never.
You done?
Yeah, you know, I did one season, grand opening, grand closing, you know what I'm saying? But I think reality TV show is like, it's very tricky when you're not at the helm of it and you're not the executive producer of it. So I would do a reality TV show. I would just have to be the executive producer of the show and have some control and some say to where you don't go out looking crazy. Because when I did reality TV, it was a very wild experience because they were able to shift the storyline. So when I initially started, I was dating one girl, and then the girl ended up leaving the show and went to her parting ways of the show, which you never seen her on the show. With her parting ways, it brought me to the relationship that they tried to spring upon me, and they just created a storyline for me. But at that point, I was really interested in letting the world know. I was working with Nicki Minaj, I was working with Diddy at the time. So I had already expressed to them and asked, like, can I say that I'm working with you guys on the show? And they both gave me they wishes, like they granted me that access to do that. And fucking, I just wanted to be on TV popping it. Like, yo, in real time, I'm working with Nicki Minaj, I'm working with this person. But of course, you know, they gotta make great TV, so it is what it is.
That part. But maybe you can executive produce it.
I think so.
Because, I mean, you in your bag right now.
Nah, for sure,
Might
I
as
can.
well.
But I kind of like want to be more tucked away. Like my personal life is my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel that.
Y'all gonna get this work all day, but y'all ain't gotta know who I'm sleeping with. You know?
That part. And you mentioned working with Nicki. We know you worked with Eve, DMX in his early days.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the best advice that any artist has ever given you?
Probably stay in the studio. Stay your ass in the studio. Like an artist once told me, like, and this was an artist that wasn't successful anymore, that was just giving me game. It was like, yo, they were like, you're in your, like, you're having a moment. So don't ever get up out of the moment. Stay in the moment. So whatever you're doing, he like, I don't care if you drinking a gallon of liquor, if you smoking, if you doing anything, whatever you doing, keep doing that shit. Cause when you stop doing it and the moment leaves you, it's not the same feeling. So that's why I just work so hard. I don't have a personal life. I don't have no kids. I don't have nothing going on. All I do is go to the studio 6 days a week with my crew. Shout out to Ron, shout out to Krishan, Toyin, Ivory Scott, all the people that I create these great records with, and we just locked in.
Are you happy with that though?
No, some days, of course, and some days, of course not. You know, like when Christmas and Thanksgiving come around and you sitting in a 10,000 square foot house by yourself or whatever that's paid for with no kids, and you watching your peers and everybody else that have a life outside of the work, it gets a little depressing. But shit, by the time business get back in swing, I'm right back into it. So I might shed a thug tear by myself, you know what I'm saying, or feel bad, like, man, I need to be doing this and that and the third. But man, I'm so blessed, like, and what I'm having so much success, and just, it's like, man, I don't want it ever to stop. And I don't, right now in 2024, having a kid is like a real commitment, because, you know, people crazy. So I don't want, you know what I'm saying, like somebody to come in and kind of throw my vibe off. But I think in a few more years, I might get to that.
What would it take for somebody to take Hitmaka off the market? What kind of person do you have to be?
Man, you probably just have to be like, I don't know. I've interacted with a lot of people in my life, but at the same token, I'm still trying to figure out what really would fulfill me, you know? And I think that when I figure that out personally, then I'll be able to express that to my partner and to whatever lady, you know what I'm saying, it is, and she would be able to hold me down in that capacity. Like right now, I don't know.
You are absolutely correct, though.
Yeah.
When you do find that answer, you will be able to do
Yeah, I'm talking to the therapist about it weekly, so I'll let you know. I'll update you on when I finally get there.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Going to therapy is a real thing, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. So tell me, what do you have that you can share, kind of exclusive, that might be coming up? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, well, Chris Brown Deluxe is about to come out 11/11. We got a lot of work on there. My artist Tink, her new album's about to come out, Winter's Diary 5. We got a lot of work on there. My artist Ron, he just closed his deal. Shout out to Ron E. He got a crazy project. We about to release an EP with 4 songs on it really soon. And then my other artist, Toy Ann, she has a record called Nobody featuring Chris Brown that's about to drop this summer. And then everybody out. I'm on everybody's album. It's over. Like, I'm on everybody's album. Once again, it's another year of us dominating and doing what we do. So it's not like on no cocky shit or nothing like that. Like, we go to work every day, and I'm just blessed to be a part of like great situations.
Absolutely. I know you work with Eric Bellinger a lot. Shout out to
Me
you.
and Eric Bellinger, we have a new album that's coming out
Oh, wow.
in a couple months, Line 3. This is the 3rd installment and the final installment of what we've done together. Our last project, his record, I executive produced the project. His record, Curious, top 10 record, one of his biggest records in radio history. So like, we gonna come back, double back down again. Shout out to Ronnie. He has a lot of great work on this new project as well with Eric Bellinger.
Talk about somebody that works a lot. Like, I would definitely say his workmanship is
his work ethic
sick.
is next level. Like, he's involved with so many records that people don't know. Like, Eric wrote the hook on Lola Brooks' record with Bryson Tiller. You wouldn't even know
wow.
that. Yeah, so he's all over the place. Shout out to EB.
Yeah, and I told him that, you know, to keep going, because even though you may not see, he told me he's not where he wants to be yet, but he's on the way.
Yeah.
And I think that in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, he's going to be in history books.
Nah, he's goated. Like, he's one of the best. Yeah,
and I feel like you're going to be the same way.
I love that. Yo, speak that, because I'm really big on manifestation, so I appreciate you pouring that blessing over me for real.
Absolutely.
Thank you, mommy.
Early congratulations.
Thank you, ma.
So, listen, before we get out of here, what do you want to say to your fans?
Yo. So everybody watching, I just want to kind of be a testimony and to let people know that whatever trials and tribulations you're going through, whatever hardships that may fall upon you, that as long as you keep God first and you work hard, you could be in this position, sitting in the exact same chair, talking to the same beautiful woman one day. So I just want everybody out there to go hard, keep God first, and really stand on your dreams, because they do come true.
Officially plugged in and in the new artist spotlight. Hitmaker.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about your artist right here.
Yo, so I was had the pleasure to meet this guy probably like 6 months ago. My partner, Chris Sean, brought him to the studio. We had instant chemistry. Our first record was amazing that we did. It's still a banger. We might keep it for the project. So when things happen so organically and just like we connect, I just took a liking to Ron. Brought him around me. We ran it up. We probably got like 30 placements. He's on Chris Brown's album 11/11. He wrote a record called Stutter on that record. And I was like, yo, let's take it to a next level. Like, it's about you being an artist, you know, and you taking the steps to really like go crazy. And Ron feels like a lane that I think is open right now. There's no young, cool, fly nigga that can sing the draws off a woman, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what we trying to do, bring that R&B feeling back and really get back in that bag. Ron's from Long Island, so shit.
Oh, Strong Island, let's go. So how is it working with Hitmaker? Like, is he like a Diddy or a Ike Turner in the studio?
Hey, yo.
Hit, you know what I mean? He's his own person, you know what I mean? And it's amazing. It's a blessing, you know, because of course, you know, being in the industry, being up and coming, you kind of want to get next to somebody that's just like believes in you, understand the music that you're doing. And also too, like he said, you know, the chemistry was just there as soon as we connected. So he understood the artist I'm trying to be and the songwriter, so everything was just working and it's lit.
Well, let's get into this song.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
This joint is called Proud of You. It's on Ronnie's EP that's about to come out later. Probably end of spring, beginning of summer, we'll drop the EP. So 4 songs, 4 bangers, 4 hits, you know what I'm saying, just to get y'all feet wet and get y'all understanding what he's coming to the table with. And then towards the end of the year, we'll put out the full project. So this is Proud of You. Ronnie.
You gonna love this one.
Please don't do me like that. He ain't fucking you like I do. I don't wanna be your guy. Girl, I need you back. Just might pull up and knock at your door. Girl, I ain't scared to let you know the truth. Tell the truth. Hey, my babe, she go crazy when I lay. And them legs, put it down in a minute. Couple rounds, we ain't finished, so no. I can't lie, girl, you got me caught up in my feelings too deep. I take that pussy personal. You been working on that body, need you naked.
Vibes.
I'm so proud of you. First of all, it's motivational. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to have people trying to get their stomachs right, looking in the mirror like, you know what, I have been working out.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's motivation.
Keep it going.
So is that the meaning behind this song?
Yeah, it's just for me, from my perspective, when we were creating a record, it was just more so like appreciating women and giving them a little motivation. When you in the gym, you know, your man might not say it, you know what I'm saying, or somebody might not notice, or he ain't noticed, but Ron is proud of you.
That part. What about you?
For sure, yeah. You know, it's a proud of you moment. It's giving the ladies their flowers. You know what I mean? If you feel unnoticed, or if you know, doing something for yourself, you know, and you're not getting the flowers that you deserve, I definitely appreciate it and I see it.
Okay. All right, I'm with that.
Yeah.
So do you want to do a little something for the ladies right now? A little acapella?
Nah, we waiting, we waiting on that.
Oh, you got to wait.
You gotta get
When's
the EP.
video dropping?
Yo, we gonna shoot the video probably in 2 weeks, and the video will probably be out mid-March.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it here. You plugged in.